Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss American Pie Presents Band Camp, starring Tad Hilgenbrink. I don't know if I said that right, please forgive me. Eugene Levy, Ariel Cabell, Jason Earls, Crystal Leah Lightning, John Hui Lee, Matt Barr, Chris Owen, Lauren C. Mayhew, and Angela Little, and directed by Steve Rash. Now, this is the first time I've seen any of these American Pie Presents, and what are my impressions on them? I never seen them. Let's get into it, and then you'll see. Steve Stifler's younger brother, Matt Stifler, played by Tad Hilgenbrick, plans to ruin the graduation of the senior graduates of, I'm guessing it was 2005? It's never clear. While Elise, played by Ariel Kebble, is the conductor of the East Great Falls High School band as Matt sprays on the band's instruments, and they have a bad reaction, and we see Matt with his pants down as he's sent to the guidance counselor Sherman, aka the Shermanator. Remember him? The one character I didn't really want to see in those other movies, and I didn't want to see him here either. But he's here. He punishes Matt by sending him to band camp, which he's had a bad history with them. And I don't like this main character, which is a fucking Stifler. And I don't need to know how many more motherfucking Stiflers families after the first movie. Matt arrives at Tall Oaks band camp as the leader of the champion band named Brandon, let me see if I'm saying this right, Van de Kamp, who's the village asshole of this movie, just like Matt goes to the mackerel, who happens to be Jim's dad, returned by Eugene Levy. And Elise hates the fact Matt is in band camp, and neither do I, as his roommate is Ernie. And my problem is Matt is not the character I want to be around with. And what the fuck am I talking about? I don't want to be around these fucking characters. This is total garbage. I didn't even want to do these American Pie Presents shit, but here I am. Matt breaks the rules and costs East Great Falls 5 points, which makes them negative, because this is the start because of his acting like a douchebag. And this is the most repetitive movie like the sequels. And this is a terrible idea to make a spin-off of a movie I never wanted a sequel to in the first place. Matt challenges Brandon to a duel of who plays the best instruments, and people are cheering for Brandon, and Matt figures out a way to get an instrument better than Brandon's as he gets the bagpipes. And Brandon loses, and East Great Falls gets their 5 points back, and it did feel rather cliche. Brandon gives Matt a soda that's poisonous. That was painfully stupid. Matt puts alcohol in the slushies, while a party with Ernie and Elise drinks a shitload of slushies, I'll say, and gets drunk, which feels like a predictable Stifler thing. Meanwhile, Ernie lays with Chloe, and Matt superglues his dick on an instrument. Ugh. And Elise has had too much to drink, and the next day everyone has a hangover, and they get closer to Brandon's score as they earn more points, and the soundtrack to this movie is fucking horrible. It's like, do they have any new songs of their own? Matt comes in Brandon's sunscreen, and by come, I mean C-U-M, which is disgusting. As Brandon puts it on his body. Ugh, that was horrible. Matt teaches Elise how to properly throw a football, as Matt and Elise are falling for each other, as Stifler's evil girlfriend Ariana comes in for cheerleading with the band as they're total bitches, as Matt shows Ariana and her friends the video of Bandy's Gone Wild. Ernie's robot, meanwhile, spies on Matt, but hides in the women's showers, and Elise is stood up by Matt and sees the video of her taking a shower, and everybody now hates Matt. And he tries to give Brandon the same poison he gave Matt earlier in the film, And East Great Falls switches from Orange, which is theirs, to Grape, which is Brandon's band, which belonged to Brandon's band, I should say. And they drink the poison and vomit it out. And they're led to believe he did it on purpose to them when it was meant for Brandon and his band. Matt does erase the videos of band camp as well as the whole footage and almost goes out for a football game, but instead chooses the band geeks and tries to get back with the band and gets Elise into the Robard University College audition when she doesn't have one, but the band helps her get an audition, and all thanks to Matt. And this climax just, honestly, it feels cliche. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 3.9 out of 10. I hated these characters as they're despicable right out the bat. The movie is disgusting with the most stupid, humorless, cliched stories I've ever seen, and I personally think by the end of the day, it started out poorly and it ended up poorly. And this is not one of the worst, but maybe it has yet to come when I get to the worst one yet, and we'll see when we get there. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with American Pie Presents Beta House. And until next time, this one time in band camp,